Is the League of Legends library? Really? I think my stream died for a minute. I overloaded. I overloaded my XSplit. I'm sorry. Oh, that's gonna be annoying to stitch back together. God damn it. Yeah, I totally cut the VOD. Damn it. Ah well. I'll get over it. Already stream is live, guys. We're good to go. Welcome to game number 2 of our worst of 3. In our bottom left corner, Twin Engine Labs down 1-0 against their fans. Team Blue representing the PentaKill app. They're all new to League of Legends. They've only been playing for about 2 months. But on the flip side, our fans, I know at least Edwinia has been playing a lot longer than that. And from their gameplay, I gotta say that at least Bob the Nurse and Lazda really up there in terms of their skill level as well. They have run an all-support team. So we're going to have to see what kind of damage that these guys are going to be bringing to the table. Now, there were a lot of theories about what we're going to be running for the different lanes, and I think I said Karma top with Nunu and Lulu bottom. That leaves Iwinia mid and Lazda in the jungle. We're going to have to... right, so far, Karma top, 1-0, me over you, chat. Yep. We're going to see how they actually do split it up. But you can see a little bit of an offensive gathering here. We don't have a Blitzcrank to actually pull in this time. And Fred Savage actually going to throw out his little pixie dust. He's not going to find anyone because there's no one there. But yeah, I guess the PentaKill devs figured out that last time they did a level 1 team fight, they lost very horribly. And as such, they're not going to repeat that. So we do got the aggressive invade. It does look like we are going to be taking the blue. Again, we do not have a jungler for the Twin Engine Labs. They are going to be running jungleless, so it is a 2-1-2 split, which means Alistar is just going to have very much fun in his jungle yet again. Who's it going to give blue to? Is it going to be Iwinia? Or is it going to be Lazda? No, Lazda's going to take it. Alright. So now the PentaKill devs got to be a little bit worried because there's been nobody really seen except Karma up top, Bob the Nurse in his solo lane where he likes it. And we're going to turn this into a 3-man gank. We are going to avoid it with the flash. Where's the knockup? No knockup coming out from Janna. She did take her slow. Knockup was probably a better idea, but we did trigger the LeBlanc passive. And it does look like it's going to be Fred Savage and Iwinia down south with Nunu mid. So I was right about jungle, I was right about top, and I was right about Lulu. But Iwinia is going to be the support down here. Okay. She gave herself a shield? Why? Okay, whatever. Not to worry. Alright, Bob the Nurse up top. Has to go 2-on-1 again. Lazda going to be coming in here, but Jarvan was ready for him. Fortunately, he kind of got outpaced a bit there with that headbutt. The headbutt actually does do a good amount of movement displacement. So he's left behind a little bit in the wings. Fred Savage is going to go a little bit more offensive here. Now this Graves Tarot combo is a real decent combo, but we're going to have to see if they can actually land any kind of damage here on top of either Lulu or Iwinia. And we actually didn't start off any wards whatsoever on Team Red. They're that confident that they don't need anything. They don't need wards. Yes, it's the same fan team, Lindos, because they won the contest. So, on an individual basis. We got the exhaust coming down onto Fred Savage, as well as the buckshot and stun from Tarek. But, oh, we got a flash coming in from Tubular. Tubular. Unfortunately, he threw out his Ignite as well. Now, if you are going to make a play like that, you really do have to coordinate with your support so that he can get in there. And it would have maybe been a bit better to wait for the stun to come up. Because a stun shatter combo goes a long way for furthering your DPS when you do want to combo someone like that. Looks like we're having a little bit more success in mid with our LeBlanc, and we did get a ward here into this. Oh, he did listen, and he is going to see that Alistar. Hopefully he's going to run away. You saw Alistar run away. This could be bad. We do got the LeBlanc passive coming out. Oh, Nunu's going to flash in with the Ignite. It's going to be enough for the first blood, and the heal comes out from our Alistar. So, whoever's mid for Twin Engine Labs, I know you're listening. Pay attention to your wards. Your wards told you Alistar was there. That's your signal to back off. That way you won't die. We had a little bit of a slowdown coming up here onto Bob the Nurse. Zelk is actually going to go a little bit offensive here, but so is the Warp Spider. Warp Spider does have the health pod going off, and it's going to be enough to keep him alive. So that's not good for Bob the Nurse, because now he's in a 1v1 situation with lower mana and lower health than he really wanted, but he did not get the kill on top of Zillion either. I didn't see any Zillion bombs go off, but maybe it was just me. Yes, there was a contest, Lindos. It was on Reddit and Facebook, I believe. I retweeted it. Gah! Why didn't you listen? Gah! Alright, now there is a problem here mid for our LeBlanc. Our LeBlanc is up against a Nunu. And our Nunu has Consume, which heals himself for 140 every time he consumes. At this point, LeBlanc doesn't have enough damage to really penetrate a super amount of hit points. That coupled with the healing potions means that every time we get up to 7, we get that free spell for Nunu, and Nunu can just keep harassing LeBlanc, whereas LeBlanc does not have the same kind of sustain. So it is somewhat of a viable strat. You see it more in Dominion. As a bottom lane Dominion, a sustained Nunu cannot be displaced. Sure, you might not get the most kills, sure, you might never take the enemy point, but at the same point, you are able to defend very successfully, and that's one of the basic jobs of a bottom lane Dominion. I know they're only running him for fun here, because the Twin Engine devs are not level 30, and they're not nearly as experienced in the game, but yeah, a sustained Nunu coming out. I have to wonder if he will actually be building sustain. It's like Anivia's Froggen. Wow, Froggen's Anivia. That would be great. Anivia's Froggen. He runs, I know, like, a lot of spell vamp, as well as even a Warmog's Spirit Visage. He's done that with Cassiopeia as well. You get very tanky, very sustainy, and it's kind of hard to displace. You can see here proof of what I was talking a little bit about. You get those free spells, or you don't have to wait for the free spells, but just keep harassing with the snowball, and you will win that lane. Now we do got the battle cow coming up for a gank up top. Here goes the extra speed increase with that Karma link. Oh, speed! He tried his best. Wow, even got the flash out of Lazda. Really did not need to flash for that. But yeah, that was a good tower dive. They timed it very well because Jarvan had gone back to town. And you can see now 7, almost 8 minutes in, the score 2-0 is a lot closer than last round. I mean, sure, the last hits are still an issue, and the overall cash is still a little bit high in their difference, 9k to 6k. But at the same time, yeah, it's a lot better than the 4-for-0 level 1 fight we had in the first game. So Karma, she's just going to keep shielding herself. Now, Karma is, I think, the least used champion in the game. I think that's an actual stat. The least used champion. And I've never really understood why. I mean, she plays functionally very much like an Omni Knight from Dota. And you can even heal creeps for that AoE damage. So, like, if your enemy is hanging back by their creeps, then just heal one of the creeps, and the splash damage will affect your enemy champion. I've always thought that was a very powerful harass tool. Plus you're healing your creeps. It's kind of like Lazda here, who's going to be coming in, throws down the ultimate. He does want to jump into Royan, but unfortunately, yeah, that's not going to happen. And yeah, she's going to be able to dash off. Nunu is going to give up the pursuit. Actually, he's going to try to do something very sneaky, but unfortunately for him, he has been outthought. LeBlanc is not going to be falling for this. Will Nunu actually find her? Nope, he's just going to head back. So he gives up the chase, not a problem. But that was much better than, letting Alistar actually get to you for the gank. He didn't stay by the tower thinking he won't tower dive this, especially when you throw down that ultimate from Alistar. If he's coming at you and he throws down the ultimate, he's going to tower dive. And that means you need to get out of dodge. So excellent improvement of play right there. Now in terms of our mid, we do got the Sork shoes. So he has actually finished up tier 2 boots, but he's only at 13 creep kills, whereas the Nunu in his lane is up to the tier 2 boots with double Doran ring, as well as a 1-0 for kills and 44 creeps. He's tripling LeBlanc in creeps. Yeah, you're not going to win any exchanges here, I'm afraid. Between the various sustains that Nunu does have, plus the extra AP from the rings, yeah, LeBlanc can harass all she needs, but it's not really going to end up in too many kills. Yeah. Wow, that was 3 bars of health with that one snowball. Man, reading the chat, this Scarletti is so hilarious. I've seen good Karma support, says Nick. And it's true, there are some people that play good Karma support. But, again, she's just not really played that often. Karma's strong. They're apparently remaking her. Burst Mage Karma is ridiculously strong. Looking at Lasta for the gank up top. Tail Spider X, does he get his ultimate off? Nope. Still has his ultimate up. Did not use it. Unfortunate. It's another successful gank from the Battle Cow. As I said, Jungle Alistar has some really, really strong ganks, especially early to mid game. By the late game, you're probably not ganking anymore, but if you can get a lot of these off, like, again, he just leaves lane, comes on back, and they're about to score themselves another kill. Bam. Easy. It's just the movement displacement that summoners have real trouble dealing with. Now LeBlanc looks like she's coming in for a gank, but unfortunately she's going 1-on-2. She is able to land a good amount of damage on top of Awinia, but we do get the heal off from Tarek as well. You kind of need to coordinate these a little bit better in terms of your ganks. You do need to, put up a lot of pressure in your bottom lane if you're going to come gank the bottom lane. That way you can land off those free hits. Your enemy just thinks you're trading, and then in comes LeBlanc with the high burst. You finish someone off. Everyone goes home happy. It is the Battle Cow is stupid strong, and everyone is now doing it these days. But again, I mean, Snoopy, I think, is probably the most revered jungle Alistar you can think of. But in terms of like the top tier like North American teams, you still see very strong picks like Shyvana, like Mundo, like Shen, like Nautilus. Those are still very, very preferable picks for our top tier NA. Is just more EU really enjoys that Battle Cow, and when you can abuse it against players that maybe don't know how to deal with it, it's a very, very strong tool. As you can see here, I mean, our Cow has been part of all 4 kills on their team. He's 1-0-3. He's built up the boots of mobility, so he's signaling he does want to do a lot of this. I wonder if Warp Spider X actually knows the double bomb trick. That was a good attempt on the top. I mean, they brought him down pretty low. Here comes the gank again. Lazda too strong. Lollercakes is able to take the kill there. Puts us up now at a 5-0 score, 13 minutes in. Still only a score difference of about 6.3 thousand gold. 6.3k. While yes, it is a little bit closer, then I have to wonder, are we actually maximizing our comps, or is it just simply because of the limitation of heroes that we have available for Twin Engine Labs? I mean, they're not level 20. We couldn't even play draft modes because they didn't have enough champions. So I have to wonder if it's just something like that. A lot of damage coming down here onto Fred Savage. It does have to throw it on his ultimate to survive. At the same time, you did see top again. Warp Spider X got really low on that dive on top of Bob the Nurse, but Bob is actually dealing with it very, very well. I mean, he does. Wow, he went for the Chalice of Harmony to kind of negate zillion bombs. And then from there he built into 2 Dorn rings, and it looks like an Amplifying Tomb coming out. I wonder if he's going to go for Athene's item. The Athene's Chalice of, I want to say Discord. The Chalice of Discord? I can't actually Oh, P is pause. I can't actually look at the shop. I think it's the Chalice of Discord. Looking at down south, you know, looking at the last hits, Janna has 103 hits. It's an AD Janna. Oh, colored me pink. Color me tickled? Tickle me pink? I don't actually remember what that slogan is. Here comes Lazda though up top. A nice Jarvan sandwich in the making. They are going to be tower diving. Out comes the exhaust on top of the Battle Cow, and nearly enough to take him out, but the Battle Cow does grab the kill thanks to Bob the Nurse. Zillion now going to be coming in here. He does know the double bomb trick. That's excellent to see. Unfortunately, it's just not going to be enough. There's a lot of magic resist right here on top of Bob the Nurse, so it's a little harder to insta-give him that way. So it does look like Lulu's been our support, and all she has is a poor Philosopher's Stone. She's 0/0/0, only 5 creeps, so she's not gaining gold really at all. And AD Janna is just being a real terror down here. AD Janna, with all the slows and knockups that she has, it works pretty interestingly. Thanks to modes like ARAM and ARAB and Dominion, you do see a lot of different plethora of builds coming out, and AD Janna just happens to be one of them. You add that shield to her, she's at 207 attack damage. 207! At 15 minutes into the game. That's an insane amount of poke that she has to her name. Yep. Here comes another gank up top, the Battle Cow. We did get the flash coming off. Use your ultimate, Warp Spider X! Oh, he did. Oh no, he used it before, I guess it was just on cooldown. We do got the Battle Cow ultimate coming out. He's going to headbutt him back in. No, Jarvan actually flashes on out. Why did he flash? He was going to get headbutt for it. And yeah, another successful dive, making it now an 8-0 score. Yeah, shield at level 9 is an extra BF sword. It's plus 50 AD. Yeah. It's pretty ridiculous how much extra it gives. So yeah, that's why, you know, Janna is just another reason for one of the top tier supports. I think she was used pretty exclusively in MLG. Look at that headbutt into the ultimate combo. That was too good. I like that. We headbutted them into the Nunu ult. Oh, that was so perfect. Yeah, but yeah, Janna has slow, has knockup, gives a passive movement speed order to the entire team, and when comboed with an AD that is fed an extra 50 attack damage goes a long way, which is why she is one of the top tier supports of this game. She is a monster when it comes to support. I remember though, IEM Kia, it was all about Sona, and then Sona got ulted. Or, Sona got nerfed. That's what happened. Sona got nerfed. She was played pretty much exclusively. I would not be too surprised to see if Janna got a little bit of a nerf on her numbers in a future patch, if she is going to be continued to be a top support. Now we do got Alistar just kind of hiding behind here in the wings. There he is. I'm not too sure if he's going to go for a gank, but at the same time, we're having a heck of a time landing these bombs on top of Bob the Nurse. Jarvan's going to go in. Unfortunately, Bob the Nurse saw it, went the other way, is going to be flashing out, gets the burst on top of Warp Spider X, just literally running around him with that chain, making sure that it hits something. And yeah, he did get the Athene's Unholy Grail. Okay, so they changed the name. No problem. Down south, let's look like it was a 3 versus 3. Awinia does take the kill on top of Graves. That AD Awinia actually out ADing Graves at this point. And yeah, unfortunately for them, it's just not really going again in the Twin Engine Lab's favor. Alistar has circled around. He does have... That's a shield, right? Yeah, he does have picks. He does have picks on him. He's going to come in from behind with the headbutt and the pulverize and the dead. Awinia picks up yet another kill. This bottom lane picks up 2 for 0 right there. Puts us at a score of 12-0. 18.5 minutes in. Still only about 12,000 gold difference, but Noisy Demon, really, he's literally hugging the tower. He's just sitting there hugging the tower looking at it. Like, you're my only friend. And it doesn't even attack what he needs it to. This Taric, 5 creep kills. What a rebel. The Unholy Grail is a ridiculous item. That's all I have to say about that. Dragon goes down 1911 for our boys in red. Athene's Unholy Grail, 80 AP, magic resist, mana regen, cooldowns, restores mana, and unique passive increases your mana regen just like the Chalice of Harmony. That's a lot of stats for an item. That is a huge item. That's all I have to say about that. Middle tower is gone, top tower is gone, bottom is the only one left standing, and we do have a 3-man gank going on. We get out that stun, but unfortunately when you get out that stun, that's when you kind of need to charge, just try to swarm them like ants on a hill. Unfortunately, Iwinia is doing an awesome job of just keeping them at bay. Out goes the tornado, a good dodge there from the tubular. Yeah, but with this 3-man bottom, we got the 2 top defenders mid up against this Nunu, who is just going pure AP, not sustained at all. And that's going to leave Karma to do pushing all by herself. And push she will. There's the Battle Cow, just cleaning up those jungles, having the time of his life. That is one huge bitch, as Deuce Gigolo would say. Now here comes the 4th man. Warp Spider X comes down here. I don't know why, but apparently we want to push this tower. We will not go without a fight. We will go without a tower. Nope, they give up. I don't know. They run away. Zekriad up top is defending against Bob. 3-level difference. Zekriad is going to be trying to just deal some damage against our nurse, but Bob the nurse is having none of it. Still pushing in this tower very convincingly. It looks like we've converted to a 4-man roam syndrome. They are now a terrorist cell off to terrorize the different lanes. But it does look like the pings are going out and Bob gets out of town very convincingly, which means that we're just out for a stroll in the park with no amicable objective. Warp Spider X goes over to say hello to Baron, who's having a nice yawn. Oh, why did Nunu leave? No! Nunu, if you had started your ultimate there, it would have been awesome. Where are you going? Really? You teleported from there? Really? Okay. Well, here comes the gank onto Bob the Nurse. Out comes the ultimate from Jarvan, trapping him in there, but unfortunately that means you're in there with Alistar as well, and Bob the Nurse gets off a kill, gets that heal, and now just really puts the Twin Engine Labs guys to shame. It's like that scene from The Watchmen. It's like, you're not in here with me, I'm in here with you. Or maybe it's the other way around. Whatever one sounds more threatening, you know. But Bob the Nurse, he's pretty threatening. Jarvan kind of sealed his own deal with that kill, or with that ultimate. 2 quick kills puts us up at 14-0, 15,000 gold difference. And it looks like we're back to defending the middle tower. Warp Spider X is not going to get away! Lazda with the clutch headbutt. Look at that Karma. She looks huge. And yeah, another 2 quick kills. That means this tower is going to go down. We don't even need the Baron for it. But yeah, Zekriad, he's back up. He's going to try to get a little bit of damage off here. But, you know, Karma is very deceptive in her health pool. She has a heal. She has the shields. She has multiple shields and multiple heals, believe it or not. And yeah, it's again very deceptive in her health. Plus, with that Chalice of Harmony, she's not really taking kind of any damage from LeBlanc or from Zillion. 16-0, 23 minutes in. This is about the time when the previous game ended. Lawler Cakes, is he just sitting there waiting for an ultimate? See if anyone comes into his lair. Ha ha ha. Karma, passive deception, yeah. Come on, Lawler Cakes, ult! There we go, he doing it! He's doing it! Oh, they fucked it up. When you ult in the bushes, nobody can actually see you. So they were supposed to pull them in, but yeah, that was a wasted ult. Unfortunate for them. They still get another kill, that's alright. Noisy Demon does drop, putting him at a 0-2-1 score. We have a kill? Who died? Alistar died. Oh my goodness, this is big. The Twin Engine Labs, they have a kill. Maybe they're gonna get another one, and then another one, and then we might have a game. No, I don't think so. Yeah, Iwinia is too strong at this point. She has the Zeal, she has her passive, she has her Zephyr, and she has an Infinity Edge. As I said, she's out-damaging Graves at this point. Graves' ultimate nearly taking down that Nunu. Do we have a flash? Come on, flash. Oh, we don't have a flash. And he's going to just blood boil himself on the way out to safety. It's not going to stop them from running in. Oh, he actually gets a consume off. No burst can really follow that up, and Lawler Cake's got to be feeling really good about that. Warp Spider X, unfortunately, is going to be hunted here by Bob the Nurse. Bob's going to be like, time for your medicine! And Warp Spider X is going to be like, no! No! I don't want to take it! Ah! She shoves it down his throat anyways. We got some big pressure here in the mid. Alistar and Janna just really kind of keeping the rest of the team penned into their base. So you know how the best defense is a great offense? Yeah, if the enemy team can't leave their base, you have total map control. That's how it goes. Total map control. Lazda comes in for that pulverize, unfortunately does not hit anything. Throws down his ultimate to tank the tower. Alright, waste of an ult. That's alright. Tornado decided not to hit Noisy Demon. It's like, nah, he's cool. Just blows over top of him. Enrages Janna. That'd be great if Janna could enrage. It's like tornadoes disobey her, she enrages. That'd be great. Lawler Cakes unfortunately messed up the combo there. He went for the ultimate, and then he went for the Zonias, and it didn't work. Bob the Nurse goes legendary again. Iwinia actually drops. LeBlanc finally is able to pick up a kill. Bob the Nurse picks up his double. And it does look like, oh, LeBlanc is going to be able to live another day. That was a 2-for-1 situation. 3-for-1 now as Tarek does drop to this pressure. But at least 2 Tubular and LeBlanc are still going strong. Water Cakes needs to practice that combo a little bit better. Oh, run! The longest snowball ever. It's like he's a quarterback. He just tossed it. And yeah, Bob the Nurse able to pick up the ace. Turret does go down. Laz is able to clean that up. This will be the death of an inhibitor. Yeah, someone should tell Nunu that Zonia's doesn't combine too well with channeling spells, pretty much. Bob the Nurse goes legendary, takes down Warp Spider, and we do have an execution coming out. Wow, Bob the Nurse actually drops to the execution. Jarvan's able to pick up a kill. That puts us at a score of 24-3. A little bit of a reprieve here. (24-3) with the 27 minutes in. It's basically 1 kill a minute, and they've kept up that mentality, you know, throughout the entire game. In terms of score, we're 24,000 ahead of the Twin Engine Labs. And they're just, they're hurting a little bit right now. What is Iwinia doing? She's showing herself. She's like, hee, come play with me. And then she runs away because she's super fast. She's rocking 482 movement speed. 482. That's a lot of movement speed. In terms of items, I mean, Iwinia, she's rocking, you know, a typical AD carry. Who's critting and attacking and has herself 200 attack damage, which is still ridiculous. Lawler Cakes has actually gone for that Rabadons. He has another Blasting Wand in the Philo Stone. So I have to wonder if the Philo Stone will ever be replaced. Bob the Nurse just doing some amazing work, but Fred Savage has actually done a typical support role of, well, support. You know, nothing really too fancy there. Lazda, why are you not in that fight, dude? What are you doing up there? Lazda has himself a lot of AP under his name. Lichbane, needlessly large rod. Lawler Cakes still fucking up the ultimate. Oh, Lawler Cakes sold. He sold the Zonias. Yeah. He realized the Zonia doesn't actually work, so he sold it. It all comes down to this Bob the Nurse, who's sitting at 482, you know, 400 something ability power. It goes up and down. But yeah, with the Rabadons, a Will of the Ancients, and that Athenes, it's really hard to take him on 1v1. Those are some pretty good items here, 29 minutes into the game. Essentially, this is the death push. I'm not too sure there's anything that the Twin Engine Labs can do about this. Especially with Ewinia just slamming on it. She's slamming. She's slamming. Noisy Demon does go down. So at a score of 30-4, we're really just, you know, why pen people up in a base? Why not just pen them up in their fountain? And they're all suiciding. Yeah! Now's the comeback time, guys! Look at all that gold come up. Oh! The creeps, they've stopped attacking the Nexus! Do I smell a comeback? Do I smell a comeback? Twin Engine Labs, unfortunately, are down one inhibitor. About to be a second inhibitor. So down two inhibs, they really still can't leave their base. And the Nexus is just going to slowly get its health back. Can I double click on the Nexus? No, I can't. Damn. It'd be cool if I could just center on the Nexus. It does look like Nunu's making a little bit of a death charge. Is he gonna go for the door? No, he's of it. Wow, that shirt does like nothing. I have no idea what Tubular was doing there. Here comes the ultimate, but unfortunately he does get stunned. I guess he was gonna try for a PentaKill ultimate, but he got stunned out of it. So, not exactly what he needs. And that's why you don't death charge the enemy, because they might come back to win. Score of 30-8, still about a 26,000 gold difference, which is fairly impressive. 38 kills in 31 minutes. Doesn't help that the entire red team just aced themselves in the fountain. Gave away all those kills, essentially. Now it's just a defense game. Now we just wait for the defense. Oh, cool! We got a new Baron icon. I didn't even notice that. Kind of looks like a fox. It's kind of weird. Yeah, that's really weird. Oh well, Bob the Nerf's Fred Savage and Ewinia. They're going to be trying a little bit of a three-man push in here. The big damage is coming out of Bob the Nurse, but he does get that extra health from the Lulu ultimate. We do have bombs going down on top of Bob the Nurse, who's just like throwing fans that are the size of houses at people. It's pretty ridiculous. And Ewinia picks up another kill. In comes the rest of the team, just gonna be, you know, squaring them off in their fountain yet again. And this is probably game 2. Tubular gonna be going down for good measure. Or they'll kill Ewinia. That's cool. Lawler cakes with the ultimate inside the laser. Still doesn't exactly work. And the community fans take the win yet again. 33-10. Very impressive scores overall. 19-2 Karma. 19-2 Karma. Something's wrong with this game if you can get a 19-2 Karma. Well, GG well played to both teams. Again, if you guys are just joining us, it was the Twin Engine Labs developers of PentaKill coming out here to the iPhone up against a series of summoners that actually won their sign-up competition. So for their trouble, they all get $10 RP, and our worst of 3 will be continuing after we get the next match set up, guys. So stay tuned. One last game for the road. Can the Twin Engine Labs devs actually get themselves a win? Stay tuned to find out.